Hey there, my stitchy friends. It's me, Tony, and it's FlossMas Day 3. Or, if you're European, Day 3. How are you? I'm surprised I'm still doing this. Who knew? 3 whole days. It's. What time is it? I don't know what time it is. It's about 9 in the evening. So hopefully I'll get this up on Thursday, December 3rd. It's been kind of a crazy day. I mean, well, just so things took longer than I thought they would. I was really going to do this afternoon, but no, I was sitting in a doctor's office with my husband. Nothing's wrong. It's just, you have to wait for doctors. So, nothing's quite on schedule. And then we watched the Christmas Chronicles, I guess the first one. So, tonight. So that was cute. I hadn't seen that. Kurt Russell. Kind of getting old. And, as we all do. So, what's new for today? Not a whole lot. A couple of things I want to show you. And then just real quick, there's been a couple of things since I've come back to cross stitch after 30 years. There's like this little thing called the internet, and it seems to have done some weird stuff. So I just had a couple of things, maybe over this month, however many days, I film FlossMas, and maybe we can discuss a couple of things. Not anything, not controversial, just more where people might have different opinions. So I might just want to hear your opinions. But first, a little mail. I got this off of eBay because I like the design, but it's called, and tell me if you've ever heard of this, a big stitch. This is from Jan Lynn. This is from 2005, and that's what it looked like. And it would make a 16 by 16 pillow, or you could just, frame it. But it's on 6 count, Ada. 6. That's huge. Huge. So I guess you have to use all 6 strands. I mean, look at all the big old wad of this. I haven't actually taken this out. They give you this big old chunk of, well, it's nice. I mean, they've organized, at least in big. I mean, you can kind of tell there's not that many colors actually. And they give you the felting if you decide you want to make a pillow. So that's nice. Pretty darn big. And look at this. Can you see this? Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Finally, Ada, I can see without glasses. Look. Look how big those holes are. They're so big. I can see you through the holes. Oh my. So, we'll see. But I figured maybe This is something, I like the pattern. I like the pattern. You know, I don't have to stitch it on this. I could stitch it on something else. I could stitch it 50 times on something else. And then this was designed by Sandy Orton for Cooler Design Studio. So there are 3 hanks, yes. Let's see. It does give you instructions on how to make the pillow. That's nice. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll make a pillow, maybe I won't. Yeah, it does give you numbers. It says codes. It doesn't say DMC numbers. So, that's a little weird. Okay, that's just in French on the other side. Let me look at this chart without showing you. Avert your eyes. What is the stitch count? Pretty good size chart. I can read all the symbols without my little readers. And really, it's not too bad. It didn't give me a stitch count. That's the first time I ever saw anything without a stitch count. Okay, I'm just rambling on, but I don't know. I think it's nice. I can do this. I just wish you told me. I don't want to know the stitch size. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. So it's all cross stitches, a little bit of back stitch, and I didn't pay but a few dollars for this. Thought I'd share that. That was today's little. Then the only other thing I have is a piece of, this is 16 count Riviera Aqua, which is a little crunchy. I mean, not terribly crunchy, but kind of a big piece. The size is, it doesn't give me the size of that. This is for a Sal, which is Stitchonomy, which is sort of a segue to what I wanted to ask you guys about. So in October, I did the Stitchonomy Halloween Sal that involved a frame, and then every day, her name is what's her name? Oh, Alyssa Westhoek. I don't know if I'm saying that right. She's Dutch. Is the owner of Stitchonomy. And in fact, she just released a little book of designs and stuff. Anyway, my very first Sal. I had never even heard of these things till I came back. So, in my stupidity, my naivete, I thought it was pretty straightforward. You bought the stuff, she released the frame, we stitched the frame. Every day, she released like the little, one square with one little person or something, a pumpkin or whatever. And you could stitch that and stitch along. I am way too by the books or something, I don't know. So first the frame came out, okay? And in the frame, there were little decorations on the edges and stuff. Well, people started elaborating on those and, changing the colors and maybe adding something. One person flipped it on its side. And I thought, well, okay. That's not how she designed it, but I guess that's okay. And then they started releasing things. And it started out maybe somebody used a different color, or maybe they did some back stitching. But as we went along, it got more and more bizarre, and it stressed me out because people would say, well, I didn't understand what this was supposed to be, so I redid it. Or I used something else. And she came in at one point and said, if you're gonna, borrow someone else's design, like I think somebody used, I don't remember what it was, but it was, kind of thought was that it came from another designer or something, or they got it somewhere on the internet, and so they said, give credit where credit is due. And so people started doing that. And so, I got this from so and so. It was a freebie on their Etsy store or something, and then, well, I guess you can't have freebies on Etsy store, so it was, it was free. They didn't steal it or anything. But then people started doing their own. So let's say day 17, she released, I don't know, let's say it was a bat. Well, people would come back and say, well, I don't want to do a bat. So I designed this tree trunk or something, or I designed this gravestone, or they came up with something their very own, and then everybody's clamoring, oh, can I get that? Can you send that to me? I really like that. Where did you get that? Can I have that? And I'm thinking, if I am this poor girl who designed all this, I'd be freaking out. Like, what are you guys doing? My design, hello, myself, my design, what are you people doing? But actually what she did is she put an album in the Facebook group, and then everybody could put their ideas and the changes they made, if they wanted to share them with other people, in this album. Okay. But it just proliferated, and I don't know why, but it stressed me out. It stressed me out. Because every day I go and you get a little email and it's like, okay, it's this. I'm like, okay. But then you check the Facebook page and it was like, we're doing this, we're doing that. Oh. It made my little head want to blow up. So I really had to stop. I just had to stop. Because it seemed to me disrespectful of the designer. Now later on, she did post, let me see if I can find it. She did end up posting something, because I thought, if that was me, I would have said, time out, cease and desist. But she didn't. But she did say that later on, even she was very nice. And this goes back to, I think, the whole floss tube cross stitch community. It's very giving and very nice. Look at all the freebies people give out on their Facebook pages, designers or studios or whatever. All sorts of nice, wonderful, free charts all the time. And these people are very giving and say, yeah, you can use mine, you can use whatever. So what she did post eventually was that and this was after it was over. This was like in November. People started coming to her, I guess, DMs or whatever, saying, oh, thanks for the Halloween sale. I've created my own Christmas sale, incorporating or by inspiration of your patterns and your frame and your stitch along, and and it changed a few things, and that's okay, isn't it? And she had to tell them it very nicely. No, that's not okay. Those are my designs. Those are my, that's my, brand, so to speak. You can't just usurp it and use it as your own because you want to do your own thing and have your own style and have your own, I'm going to do a frame and I'm going to do a Christmas theme. No. So then she had to change the setting for the Facebook group to private, all this other stuff, which I thought finally good. So my way of thinking, which, like I said, sometimes a little too by the book. If I'm a designer and I have a stitch along, and you, as a cross stitcher, say, "Ooh, I want to be part of that stitch along because I like you, designer person, like your stuff. I'm interested in doing this." Then shouldn't the expectation be that you're going to follow, for the most part, what the designer designed? I mean, I understand changing colors. I can understand doing it on a different type of fabric. Maybe you want something smaller. Maybe you want something where the fabric is blue instead of white, or, whatever. But there was just like, I'd never seen anything like that when people would just say willy-nilly, "I'm not going to do that. I don't like it. I can't figure out what that is. I'm going to do this. And now I'm going to do over this." And so, is that okay? I mean, in a way I could say, yeah, it's okay because it's your project, and if you want to do it a little different and you're just kind of using her Sal as a bounce off point, yeah, I could see that. But to me, it's just kind of, I don't know that I would announce it to the world. And I don't think I would put it out there and then say, "Let me know if you'd like a copy of my chart," or "Here's the chart right now." It just doesn't seem right. So, but I don't know because I've been gone and I don't know how things work. Tell me what you think. Is that right? Would you want that to happen if it was your design? I mean, she put the work into it. She's designed the frame. She's designed the pieces. She's put the whole Sal together. And then it just seems disrespectful. Okay? That's just my thought. I don't know if I'm right or not. I may, this may just be common. This is how it works. So I was really like not going to do another one of her Sals because it bothered me. But this next one is going to be different. There's no frame. It's like she's releasing parts of it one part every 3 days. I think it starts Christmas or Christmas Eve or the day after Christmas through some date in January. And I think it's more of a design, an overall design. I think last year's was sort of a Quaker design. So I'm trying it again because I'm thinking people can't really screw that up as much as they did the Halloween thing. So hopefully I won't get freaked out. But just tell me what you think. Am I just like not with it? I would not have had her patience. I'm just saying. I would have just like, I don't know what I would have done. I would have cried. That's what I would have done. Okay, that's it. That's a discussion point. Tell me what you think. Leave a note. Leave a message. But that's all I have for today. tomorrow's Friday. Which, when you're retired, it doesn't really matter, but it's still Friday. So, y'all have a good rest of the evening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.